When it comes to timeless beauty, the first trick older women swear by is protecting their skin like it's priceless because it truly is. Skin tells the story of your life, and the way you care for it reflects not only how you age, but also how you value yourself. Many people think beauty is about chasing products or fixing flaws, but women who've lived through decades understand it starts with guarding the foundation. They know that the simplest, most powerful tool is protection, not correction. Sunscreen, hydration, and gentle care are not just routines, they are commitments made day after day. Protecting skin is about preventing damage before it even begins, because once you've guarded the canvas, every other detail shines more effortlessly. It's not about perfection, it's about preservation. And older women who hold on to this principle remind us that beauty isn't about reversing time, it's about making the most of the time you have. The daily ritual of caring for skin is often underestimated, but the women who swear by it know it isn't just about vanity, it's about respect. Respecting yourself enough to pause, to put on that sunscreen before stepping outside, to moisturize even when you're tired, to drink water when you'd rather have another coffee. It's a practice in patience and consistency. And what happens when you commit to protecting your skin consistently? You begin to see resilience in the mirror. The fine lines may still come, but they appear softened, graceful, earned rather than harsh. The glow may not be the same as in your 20s, but it becomes a glow of health and self-care, one that no makeup can duplicate. Older women understand that beauty is not about erasing the years, but about wearing them well, and skin protection is the gateway to that. They know that sun exposure doesn't care about trends, that dryness doesn't take a holiday, and that every small step adds up over years. This wisdom is why they look radiant, even when they choose simplicity. It's never about overloading with expensive products. It's about choosing what works and sticking with it faithfully. The timelessness of this trick lies not in the creams themselves, but in the discipline and intention behind the care. Protecting skin teaches patience because results don't show in a week, they show in decades. And there's something powerful in realizing that your skin doesn't need to look flawless to look beautiful. It just needs to look cared for, valued, nurtured. Older women remind us that beauty begins with how you treat what you already have, not in chasing what you think you lack. They understand that when your skin is protected, makeup becomes a choice, not a mask. They don't use layers to hide, they use touches to highlight. Their foundation is in the health of their skin, not the thickness of their products. That's why protecting skin is the cornerstone of timeless beauty. It gives you the freedom to embrace naturalness without apology. When you look at a woman who has cared for her skin over time, you don't just see smoothness, you see confidence. You see someone who values themselves enough to put in effort consistently, even when no one else notices. You see discipline, and that kind of beauty cannot be faked. The radiance that comes from healthy skin is different from the shine that comes from a bottle. It's quieter, deeper, more real, and older women know that once you build that base, everything else feels easier. Lipstick pops more, eyeshadow looks brighter, even a bare face feels complete. There's also a deeper meaning behind protecting your skin that many overlook. It's a reminder that your body deserves care, that aging does not mean neglect. So many people treat aging as a reason to give up, but the women who practice timeless beauty see it as a reason to double down on care. They know they can't stop time, but they can choose how they meet it. And meeting it with skin that's been guarded, cared for, and respected is meeting it with grace. That's why this trick goes far beyond surface beauty. It's self-respect in physical form. The wisdom of protecting skin isn't glamorous, it isn't flashy, and it isn't trending on social media, but it's what carries through the decades. It's the quiet work behind the scenes that builds beauty others notice without even realizing why. Older women who swear by this aren't following a fad, they're honoring a truth. And that truth is that the simplest, most consistent care creates results that are impossible to ignore over time. This is why protecting your skin is not just the first beauty trick. It is the foundation that makes all the other tricks work the way they're meant to. The second timeless beauty trick older women swear by is keeping makeup simple, and that simplicity is not about doing less out of limitation. It's about doing less with intention. When you reach a point in life where you know yourself fully, you don't feel the need to hide behind heavy layers. You understand that makeup is a tool for enhancement, not a mask for disguise, a touch of foundation that lets your natural skin show through, a bit of blush that adds warmth to your face, a swipe of mascara that brings attention to your eyes. These small steps create a look that feels alive rather than artificial. Simplicity in makeup is powerful because it allows your real expressions to shine without being buried under trends or products. It communicates a quiet confidence that says, you don't need to prove beauty. You already own it. Older women know that beauty isn't about chasing perfection in front of the mirror for hours, it's about balance, and that balance comes from choosing what matters most. They focus on highlighting the features that speak the loudest rather than trying to alter everything at once. If their eyes carry wisdom, they let them stand out with definition. If their smile carries joy, they enhance it with a subtle lip color. This restraint is what makes their beauty timeless, because less isn't lacking, less is focused, and when makeup is used to support instead of overwhelm, it draws attention to the person, not the paint. That is why their look feels natural, approachable, and elegant without effort. Makeup simplicity also speaks to the understanding that beauty doesn't have to fight age, it can flow with it. Older women have learned that trying to cover every wrinkle or line often makes them more noticeable, while letting them exist with light coverage keeps the face authentic and alive. They aren't afraid of showing signs of life because those signs tell stories. Instead of hiding, they soften. Instead of erasing, they enhance. A face that moves, laughs, and shows emotion will always be more attractive than a face frozen under heavy layers, and that is the lesson they carry. This approach also saves energy and time, which speaks to their wisdom. They don't waste hours experimenting with endless palettes or trends that fade quickly. They know what works, and they stick to it. That routine becomes part of their signature, and people remember that signature more than they remember any trend. It is a reminder that consistency in style creates recognition, and recognition is often what people find beautiful. A signature lip color, a favorite eyeliner style, or a glow from a reliable powder can define someone more than chasing every new release in the beauty aisle. Simplicity in makeup is not about limiting creativity, it's about owning priorities. Older women who live by this trick teach that beauty comes from self-awareness. They know their undertones, their best angles, their favorite features, and they respect them. They don't try to transform into someone else, they enhance who they are. That is why they often appear more confident, because their makeup doesn't wear them, they wear it with ease. This balance between effort and ease is what makes people notice without quite knowing why. It's that effortless look that seems natural but still intentional. There is also a deeper message in choosing simplicity, and that is authenticity. Older women understand that real connection happens when people can see your face, your eyes, your emotions without being distracted by layers. The beauty of simple makeup is that it invites presence. It allows others to focus on you, not your products. It makes conversations more genuine. It makes smiles more noticeable. It makes eye contact more powerful. That authenticity becomes a magnet because people are naturally drawn to what feels real, and simplicity gives them that. In the end, keeping makeup simple is not about giving up on beauty routines. It is about elevating them. It is about making intentional choices that highlight strengths and honor natural features. It is about stepping away from the pressure of trends and stepping into confidence that doesn't need excess to be seen. Older women who embrace this approach remind us that beauty is not in how much you add, but in how wisely you choose. Simplicity gives room for grace, for authenticity, for presence, and that is what makes it timeless. The third timeless beauty trick older women swear by is posture, because how you carry yourself is the frame that defines everything else. You can have flawless skin and carefully applied makeup, but if your body slouches and your head hangs low, the message you send is one of insecurity rather than elegance. Posture is the silent communicator of confidence, and older women understand that standing tall with shoulders back and chin lifted can change not only how others perceive you, but how you feel about yourself. They know posture isn't just about physical alignment, it's about presence, because the way you hold yourself announces your value before you even speak. Posture creates a first impression long before style or beauty routines are noticed, and the women who value this understand that it is their unspoken introduction. A tall stance signals assurance, and assurance is magnetic. It draws people in without effort. It also shows respect for yourself because carrying your body with strength tells the world you are someone worth noticing. Older women know this truth because they have lived enough to see how people respond differently when they walk into a room with their head held high rather than with eyes fixed on the floor. That difference in response is why they continue to practice good posture, because it transforms how life greets them. The physical benefits of posture cannot be overlooked either, because carrying yourself properly protects your back, improves circulation, and keeps you looking and feeling younger. Beauty isn't just about the face, it's about the entire way your body presents itself. And posture can either age you prematurely or help you carry youthfulness longer. Standing tall stretches the body upward, creates length, and projects vitality. Older women understand that beauty is holistic, and posture is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools to maintain energy and poise. It's not about being rigid, it's about being open and aligned, ready to meet the world without shrinking away. Posture also has a direct connection to confidence, and confidence has always been one of the most attractive qualities in any person. When you straighten your shoulders and lift your head, you don't just look confident, you begin to feel it. Older women know this from experience because they have seen how changing the way they stand can change the way they think. Posture influences mindset, and mindset influences how you interact with others. When you feel capable, you act capable, and when you act capable, people respond to you with respect. That entire cycle can begin with something as simple as how you carry your body. This is why posture is not only about physical beauty, but about emotional strength. It is a reflection of inner resilience. Women who have weathered storms in life often choose to stand tall as a way of telling the world that challenges did not break them. Their posture is a declaration of survival, of dignity, of strength that no wrinkle or gray hair can overshadow. That silent declaration radiates beauty far louder than any cosmetic product could, because it speaks to the spirit behind the appearance. It shows that beauty is as much about courage as it is about surface. There's also a subtle elegance in posture that turns ordinary moments into graceful ones. Sitting at a table with a straight back, walking across a room with balance, leaning in with attentiveness during conversation, all of these small actions add up to a presence that feels refined. Older women who embrace posture understand that beauty is not just seen, it is felt by those around them. They create a sense of poise that elevates even casual encounters into something memorable. That kind of beauty lingers in people's minds because it is tied to how they felt in your presence, not just what they saw. In embracing posture, older women remind us that beauty is not hidden in expensive products or fleeting trends. It is built in the way we carry ourselves every day. It is built in the decision to take up space with dignity, to present yourself as someone worth attention, to walk into rooms with a presence that speaks louder than words. Posture is free, posture is timeless, and posture is powerful. And those who live by it understand that this single habit can transform not just appearance, but the entire experience of life. The fourth timeless beauty trick older women swear by is embracing natural hair with grace, because hair tells its own story just like skin does. Over the years, it changes texture, it changes color, it changes volume, but the women who walk through life with confidence know that these changes are not flaws, they are chapters. Some allow silver strands to shine proudly, turning gray into a crown of wisdom, while others choose to keep their natural waves, curls, or straight styles without forcing them into something they are not. This acceptance transforms what many view as aging into a style that radiates strength, because nothing is more beautiful than owning what is already yours. Hair is one of the first things people notice, and older women understand that it doesn't need to be forced into looking like it did years ago to be attractive. What matters is health, care, and authenticity. They know the importance of nourishment, of keeping it hydrated, of trimming it regularly to let it fall naturally. They also understand that hair, like personality, is at its best when it is not fighting itself. Straightening when it wants to curl or coloring when it wants to turn silver may work for some, but for those who choose to embrace what comes naturally, the reward is freedom. Freedom from the endless cycle of chasing youth and freedom to show up as themselves without apology. This approach also shifts the focus from what has changed to what remains powerful. Healthy natural hair, no matter the color or texture, speaks of care and vitality. It doesn't matter if it is silver, white, or salt and pepper. What matters is that it shines, that it moves with life, that it reflects someone who respects themselves enough to keep it strong. Older women who embrace their hair understand that beauty is not in resisting age, but in flowing with it. They wear their natural look with pride, and in doing so, they inspire others to see that beauty is not about looking younger, it is about looking true. There is also a boldness in showing up with natural hair because it challenges the narrative that youth defines attractiveness. Every strand of silver or gray says that beauty does not vanish with years, it evolves. That kind of boldness is magnetic because it shows courage. When someone sees a woman embracing her natural hair, they don't just see color, they see confidence. They see someone who is unafraid to stand out. And in a world that constantly pressures women to cover, dye, and alter, choosing to be natural becomes an act of strength that radiates beauty more powerfully than perfection ever could. Older women know that hair holds personality and that embracing it naturally means allowing your personality to come through unfiltered. Hair that flows freely, whether styled or simple, creates presence without the need for exaggeration. This is why many who choose this path appear more relaxed, more approachable, and more themselves. There is a calm energy in someone who is not trying to fight the natural direction of their body, and that energy is far more captivating than any trend. Hair becomes not just an accessory, but a reflection of self-acceptance, and that reflection never goes out of style. What often gets overlooked is how embracing natural hair impacts how others feel around you. People sense authenticity when they see it, and authenticity is what builds connection. When a woman walks in with her hair natural, she sets the tone for honesty and openness, and people are drawn to that energy. It tells them they can be themselves too, without masks or disguises. That ripple effect is one of the most beautiful parts of this timeless trick, because beauty that inspires others to embrace themselves is beauty that multiplies. The truth is, natural hair is not just about aesthetics, it is about identity. It is about showing the world who you are without apology and without pretending. Older women who embrace it with grace remind us that beauty isn't something to fight for, it is something to honor. Hair may change, but its story doesn't need to be hidden, because it is a reflection of the life you have lived, the lessons you have learned, and the strength you continue to carry forward. The fifth timeless beauty trick older women swear by is confidence, and it is the one that ties all the others together, because without it, no skincare routine, no makeup choice, no posture, and no hairstyle can truly shine. Confidence is the invisible glow that people notice before they even take in the details. It is the energy that makes someone magnetic in a way no product could ever replicate. Older women understand this because they've lived through decades of trends, comparisons, and outside opinions, and they have learned that the most beautiful look is the one that is owned unapologetically. Confidence does not mean perfection, it means acceptance, it means showing up as you are and not apologizing for taking up space. What makes confidence so timeless is that it grows stronger with age rather than fading away. When you're younger, confidence often feels tied to validation from others, but as you grow older, you begin to see that real confidence is built from within. Older women know that beauty is not in chasing approval, but in being at peace with yourself. They wear their laugh lines as evidence of joy. They carry their silver hair as proof of wisdom, and they embrace their style as an extension of their individuality. They don't try to erase their journey, they let their journey become the feature, and that shift in perspective is what confidence has a way of changing the entire atmosphere around a person. Walk into a room with self-assurance, and people will naturally pay attention, not because of what you're wearing or how flawless your makeup is, but because confidence is energy that others feel. Older women have discovered that the way you feel about yourself teaches others how to see you. If you show up shrinking, others will overlook you, but if you show up certain of your worth, others will treat you with that same respect. This is why confidence is not just a beauty trick, it's a life skill, and the more you practice it, the more it radiates through everything you do. There is also a freedom that comes with confidence that cannot be bought. Older women who embody this understand that beauty should never be stressful. It should never feel like a performance that exhausts you. It should feel like ease. Confidence allows them to wear what they love, speak without hesitation, smile without self-consciousness, and carry themselves with joy instead of pressure. That freedom is what makes them beautiful to be around because people are naturally drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin. It gives off a sense of security that reassures others, making every interaction warmer and more memorable. Confidence is also contagious, and older women who embody it often inspire others to do the same. Daughters, friends, and even strangers watch how they carry themselves and learn that beauty does not have to be youthful to be powerful. They show by example that self-assurance makes style choices bolder, laughter louder, and presence stronger. Their confidence gives permission for others to stop apologizing for aging and start embracing it as a privilege. And in that embrace, beauty expands beyond the surface, becoming something that influences not just how you look, but how you live. There is strength in realizing that confidence does not mean you never feel insecure. It means you don't let insecurity stop you from showing up. Older women know this truth intimately because they have experienced moments of doubt, but they have also chosen to keep moving forward despite it. That resilience is what makes their beauty stand out, because people don't just admire the way they look, they admire the courage it takes to show up confidently even when life isn't perfect. That kind of strength becomes visible in their eyes, their voice, their smile, and it leaves an impression that no cosmetic product ever could. When you think about what truly makes someone unforgettable, it's not the shade of lipstick they wore or the hairstyle they chose, it's how they made you feel in their presence. Confidence is what makes people feel drawn in, respected, and inspired. And older women who live by this truth remind us that beauty is far more than appearance. Confidence is the spark that lights up everything else, the final layer that cannot be seen but always felt. And that is why it remains the most powerful and timeless beauty trick of all.